Hello, everyone. My name is Emma. I just turned 24 a few months ago. And right now, sitting here recording this, my hands are still shaking a little. I've never told this story out loud before. Not like this. Not to strangers. But I think maybe someone needs to hear it. Maybe someone is lying awake tonight, feeling the same cold knot in their stomach that I felt for so many months. So, if that's you, please stay with me. This is the story of how I almost lost the only man I've ever loved. Not because he cheated, but because I let fear convince me he would. I still remember the exact moment I fell for Mark. It was a rainy October afternoon. I was 21, sitting in a campus coffee shop trying to finish an assignment I hated. He walked in, soaked, hair dripping, carrying 2 umbrellas. He saw me struggling with my laptop and my books, and without saying a word, he opened the second umbrella, held it over me while I packed up, and walked me to my dorm. When we got there, he smiled this shy, crooked smile and said, "I didn't want your notes to get ruined." That was it. That small, quiet kindness hooked me. We started texting that night, and we never really stopped. 7 months later, he told me he loved me for the first time. We were lying on a blanket in the park, watching stars we could barely see through the city lights. He turned to me, voice barely above a whisper. "Emma, I think forever would be too short with you." I cried. Happy tears. The kind that make your chest hurt in the best way. We got engaged 11 months after that. Married in a tiny garden with fairy lights and wildflowers. Just 50 people who really mattered. When he saw me walking toward him, he pressed his lips together hard, trying not to cry, but the tears came anyway. I reached him, took his hands, and whispered, "Forever feels so safe with you." He nodded, throat tight, and answered, "That's all I ever want to be for you. Safe." The first year and a half felt like a dream I was afraid to wake up from. We rented this cramped 1-bedroom apartment. Peeling paint, noisy neighbors, but it was ours. We burned so many dinners, laughed until we cried, danced in the kitchen to old songs on my phone. He worked long hours as a marketing manager, climbing fast, proud of every small win. I was finishing my graphic design degree, freelancing late into the night. Every evening, no matter how tired he was, he would find me, wrap his arms around me from behind, kiss the back of my neck, and murmur, "You're still my favorite place to come home to." And I believed him completely. I thought, once you're married, once you say those vows, the world can't touch you anymore. I was so sure. Marriage was the safest place on earth. Then, everything started to shift. So quietly I almost missed it at first. His company landed a huge client. Mark got promoted. Bigger office, bigger salary, bigger pressure. He was excited. I was proud. One night he came home, eyes bright. "Emma, we finally hired someone. A new executive assistant. Her name's Lisa. She's just out of college. Super organized, really quick learner." He said it casually, like it was nothing. I smiled, kissed his cheek, said, "That's amazing, babe." But something in his voice, the way it lifted when he said her name, it planted the tiniest seed. He never called her beautiful. He didn't have to. I felt it anyway. A week later, I surprised him at the office with coffee. I walked in, and there she was. Lisa, 22, maybe 23, long shiny dark hair, perfect skin, wearing this crisp white blouse tucked into a high-waisted, black skirt that looked like it was made for her. She was leaning over his desk, pointing at something on his screen, both of them laughing softly. Her hand rested for a second, just a second, on the back of his chair. When she noticed me, she straightened immediately, flashed a polite, professional smile. "Hi, you must be Emma. Mark talks about you all the time." Her voice was warm, friendly, but her eyes flicked back to him, just half a second too long. I felt my stomach drop. That night, I couldn't fall asleep. Mark was breathing slow and even beside me, completely peaceful, but my mind was screaming. She's younger. She's prettier. She's there every day, all day laughing with him, sharing his space, while I'm here, waiting. I stared at the ceiling until my eyes burned. I hated myself for thinking it, but I couldn't stop. The little things started piling up, each one small enough to dismiss, but together, heavy. He started texting more during dinner, smiling at the screen, then turning it face down when I looked over. Work stuff, he'd say. Late nights became normal. Lisa's helping me organize the pitch deck. We're almost done. One Friday, he said he'd be home by 7. 9 o'clock came, then 10. I texted. No reply. 11:30. His key turned in the lock. He walked in. Tie already loosened. Sleeves rolled up, carrying the faint, sweet smell of vanilla perfume that wasn't mine. I was sitting on the couch, knees pulled to my chest, mascara on my cheeks. He froze. Emma, baby, what happened? I looked up at him, voice shaking. You smell like her. He blinked, confused. Then realization hit. It's just, she wears this strong perfume. The whole office smells like it by the end of the day. I nodded, but I didn't believe him. Not fully. The mirror became my enemy. Every morning, I stood there, 24 years old, staring at the girl who suddenly felt 28. 30 used up. I started wearing more makeup, buying tighter dresses, cooking elaborate dinners even when I was exhausted. I thought, if I become perfect, he won't notice her anymore. But the more I tried, the smaller I felt. One Saturday morning, I found it, a coffee receipt, tucked in the pocket of his work jacket. 2 large lattes, 8:47 p.m. last Thursday, the night he told me he was staying late to finish alone. I sat on the bedroom floor, holding that tiny piece of paper, crying so hard I couldn't breathe. I thought, this is it. This is how it ends. The breaking point came 2 weeks later. Another late Thursday. 11:15, no answer. 11:40, still nothing. Midnight, the front door opened. He walked in, looking tired, guilty, smelling faintly of vanilla again. I stood up from the couch, legs shaking. Mark, my voice cracked. I can't do this anymore. You hired her? She's young. She's beautiful. She's there. Every single day. And I'm here, dying inside. I thought marriage was safe. I was wrong. Wasn't I? He looked like I'd slapped him. His face crumpled. He crossed the room, knelt in front of me, took both my hands. Emma, no. God, no. Do you really think I would throw us away? For what? A 22-year-old assistant? Tears filled his eyes. I've been stupid. I know that. I've been distant, buried in work, not seeing how much it was hurting you. But I swear, there's nothing romantic, nothing physical. She's good at her job. That's all. I stayed late because the deadlines were killing me, not because I wanted to be near her. I sobbed. I don't know what to believe anymore. He pulled out his phone, handed it to me. Go through everything. Messages, emails, photos, calendar, all of it. I have nothing to hide. I did. For almost an hour, I scrolled. Work chats, deadlines, silly office memes, no flirty texts, no secret calls. Nothing, just work. When I finished, I looked at him. Really looked. His eyes were red, exhausted, pleading. I'm so sorry, he whispered. I let the job take over, and I let you feel alone. That's on me. We talked until the sky turned pink. We cried. We held each other, and slowly, painfully, the truth settled in. The real threat wasn't Lisa. It was never Lisa. It was me, letting comparison and fear grow unchecked until they almost choked the life out of the most precious thing we had. So if you're still listening, if you're married or engaged or hoping to be one day, please hear me. Marriage isn't a fortress that stays safe on its own. It's not a promise you make once and then coast. It's a living thing. Fragile, beautiful, demanding care every single day. It's a garden. You have to water it, Even when you're tired, pull weeds, even the tiny ones. Build fences against storms before they arrive. Someone younger, someone prettier, someone funnier might walk into your partner's world tomorrow. That's life. But no one can replace the history you've written together. The inside jokes, the quiet nights, the way he still reaches for your hand in his sleep. Unless you stop tending what you already have. I almost lost my marriage because I stopped believing I was enough. I almost handed my fear the pen and let it rewrite our ending. Thank God. We caught it in time. Today, things are different. We talk, really talk. Every single night. We schedule date nights, even when life is crazy. We check in. How are you feeling about us? No topic is off limits anymore. And when that old voice tries to whisper again, I don't fight it alone. I tell him. And he reminds me, you're still the girl I carried an umbrella for. The one I cried for at the altar. The one I choose. Every day. So here is the moral I carry now. The one I wish someone had told me sooner. Marriage stays safe only when both people decide every single morning to keep choosing each other. Don't wait for the cracks to become canyons. Don't wait until perfume on a collar makes you question everything. Water your garden today. Speak kindly. Listen longer. Forgive quickly. Love loudly, even when you're scared. And never, ever let fear become the loudest voice in your home. Thank you for letting me share this piece of my heart. My name is Emma, 24 years old, still a little bruised, but healing, still learning every single day how to choose love instead of fear.